Ladies and gentlemen of the internet, hi, how are y'all doing? So, this news basically just came out 3 minutes ago, and I wanted to talk about it, because it came out, well, I don't know when it came out, but it was posted by MiaSanMiaTV, which obviously many of you will be familiar with, because he's like one of the best Bayern transfer aggregators out there, and he's quoting Sky Sports. So, I wanted to get on top of this very, very quickly, because I know people will run with this, and I'm surprised it took this long for newspapers to talk about this. So here's the transfer, man, if you haven't been able to tell by the headline. It's that Bayern want Dayot Upamecano. And I knew this was going to happen. I was waiting for this. I've been waiting for this for the last 2 days. I was waiting for this transfer news story to happen. And I'm going to shut it down, but I'm also going to say I think it's very likely. So let me explain to you lot why these are not mutually exclusive things. He has a release clause for next season. I think the release cost is 50 million euros. So first of all, let me explain why I knew this was going to happen. Well, one, he plays for Leipzig, a Bundesliga club. Two, he's linked to Arsenal as well as Manchester United, and I think Manchester City as well. So newspapers, they were like, okay, he's linked to Arsenal. He's been heavily linked to that. I've been following his transfer for a while now, but he's been heavily linked to Arsenal for like the last 2 years. And it hasn't worked. He's still playing for Leipzig. And he played well in the Champions League. Okay, we're going to link him to Bayern. That's like the easiest thing to do. It's like the easiest way to make some clicks. Just link Bayern, and all the English, fans of like the English clubs will eat it up. And be like, oh, Bayern, another Bundesliga player again. Ridiculous, it's easy clicks. It's easy. You see me talk about it. It's easy clicks, but it's a very easy transfer link to make. They probably don't have any source. They probably don't have any source in this whatsoever. They're just like, okay, let's make some clicks. The Europa League is on. It's not a Champions League. Let's make some quick clicks. That way we can hype the Leipzig versus the Leipzig game up, and if they win it, we can then if Leipzig win and go to the final, and we win and we go to the final, they can like use the story to like sell more newspapers. Similar thing with what they did with Mario Götze, which was at that point confirmed, I guess, but similar thing that they're gonna do. Most likely, whoever we're going up against, they're going to have some sort of new story, link us to those players, and it's just very easy clicks to make with Champions League going on, and that being on everyone's mind, our win being on everyone's mind, Leipzig winning against Atletico Madrid being on everyone's mind. It's a very easy transfer to make, very easy to link us to him. So that's what I'm saying. I want to shut this down. I don't think they have any sources. That's the key thing. But I don't think the transfer is that unlikely. I know he's been linked heavily to Arsenal for the last 2 seasons, and they've tried to get him for the last 2 seasons, and it just hasn't worked out because of the transfer fee. Now, he's extended his contract, it was this year, but there is a release clause for next year. There is a release clause for next year, and keyword here is if we were to go for him, he's going to cost 50 million. And I don't think it's that crazy, because we are a club. First of all, he's French. We are a club that goes after French players. But that's not all right. But generally, we are a club that doesn't spend a lot of money on players that are, say, 25, 26 upwards. But we spend a lot of money on players that are, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, in that age range. And we don't mind splashing the cash for those players. 2 good examples that come to mind for me are Lucas Hernandez, who's obviously very young as well, but also established, which he would be. Another good example would be Renato Sanchez, who was very, very young, and for his club was established as well. Obviously, that didn't really work out for Bayern, but established young players, because then we can sell them on if they don't work for a very big fee. But that's why I think this transfer is very easy to make. Again, I was expecting this. I've been expecting this for the last 2 or 3 days. Like, truly, I was like, where is it? Where is it? I was looking at my watch. I don't have a watch on right now, but I was looking at my watch. I was like, any day now. I know it's coming. You're not fooling me. Like, this was one I could actually predict. Straight up, I was looking at, as this came out, like literally, like I said, like 3-4 minutes ago. At least that's when it was posted by MiaSanMia on Twitter, and I was like, took you long enough. Took you long enough. But yeah, I do think we're gonna we're going to be in for him come next season. But obviously that depends on our centre back situation. You know, is Alaba gonna stay? If Alaba leaves, I think we might go. I think we might be seriously in for him. I don't with Alaba this Alaba situation. I don't know enough yet. I don't know whether he's gonna leave, whether he's gonna stay. Obviously, it's all about wages. The thing is, as the club has been able to show through Rummenigge's interviews, we're struggling at the moment to even buy Perisic. And that alone tells me that, okay, Corona hit a lot harder than a lot of us probably expected. So, yeah, we'll see if we can afford. If I was the club, I'd say, like, okay, you know, we'll give you a temporary, like, 1 year contract with, like, increased wages, but not, like, too much. And then after that year, once things have hopefully stabilized, we can talk again. That's kind of the option that I would present Alaba. But again, I don't know. We do know what the reporters are saying, but we don't know, you know, what's actually going on. A lot of the reporters are generally pretty spot on. I know everyone likes to hate on Falk, but Falk has actually been very much spot on with most things that he said. Like it's clear that he has sources in the club. It's just, you know, sources may get something wrong at times. But yeah, Dayot Upamecano. Am I surprised? No. Do I think it will happen? I think a few factors will depend on it. Another one would be Boateng. What's going to happen to Boateng? Javi is most likely going to leave this season, and obviously he's a centre back as well as a midfield. Kind of fills in for both positions, but he has generally played. Actually, he's generally played both. Also, some of you mentioned Pepsi over Coca-Cola. I don't know what's wrong with you lot. Granted, I've got stock in both, so I don't really care. Just keep buying the products. My stock will go up. So I don't really care, but really now, Pepsi over Coca-Cola? No. Coca-Cola owns Monster. So no. Anyway, would you all like Upamecano? That's my question to you lot. Would you all like him? For me, as I said, I think he's a very good player. Actually, I didn't say that. I think he's a very good player. I think he would work very well at Bayern. He's young enough, and he's played under Nagelsmann, who I obviously, if we go back to like the Kovac discussion, which happened like a year or two ago, when we were in for Nagelsmann and Kovac, you all know I rate Nagelsmann extremely high. One of the best managers, top 5 managers in world football. So him playing under such a flexible manager means that he's also going to be tactically well drilled. And as we saw in the game against Atletico Madrid, he didn't even play as a centre back. He played more as he did play as a centre back positionally, but he played more like a false centre. Is that a thing? A false centre back, which was a very interesting thing to see tactically. But what do you all think about the transfer? Would you want him at Bayern? As I said, it probably means that a few players are leaving, 1 player or 2 players. 50 million is not that big of a sum. Centre back isn't necessarily like the position that we're desperately in need of, but obviously that depends on what happens to Boateng, what happens to Alaba. There were some rumours very early on about Hernandez as well, but those have died down now as well. So it depends what happens to them, of course. Is Alaba going to be playing as a centre-back permanently? Is it going to go back to left-back? Maybe Alphonso Davies will go further up. We don't know. There is just so many factors. And so basically, this transfer wouldn't be this season. It would be next season. And until then, obviously, we have a lot of time to see what's going to happen this season. So depending on how the transfers goes this season, this may become much more likely by the time next season rolls around. But that's all I can say about that transfer news. As I said, I don't think there are any sources. I think they're just linking us to him, but I don't think this transfer is necessarily crazy. 50 million is not a fee that we'd scoff at. So it's not a fee that we'd scoff at, but it's not a fee that we'd shy away from. We've definitely finally accepted that that's like the market is that you have to pay for those kind of sums for these kind of players. And he's definitely talented. He's definitely young. He's definitely tactically flexible, and he is, I think, definitely suitable for Bayern. But we will see, obviously, how things progress, ladies and gentlemen. As always, let me know what you all think, ladies and gentlemen. I say ladies and gentlemen so often that it just loses meaning, all right, ladies and gentlemen. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you all in the next one. Everyone, ladies and gentlemen, until then, peace out. Have a nice day. And as always, bye. Coca-Cola for the win, by the way. Coca-Cola for the win.